This is Suzanne Wagner, and we are doing the numerology and the astrology for 11/28/2020. If you add all those numbers together, you get the number 16, and the 1 and the 6 together becomes a 7. And the 7 is the number of music, rhythms, patterns, cycles, strategies, how things come together, universal flow, how the whole thing works together. So, are you feeling into this new rhythm that is about to manifest? I have been watching from my hot tub each night Jupiter and Saturn as they inch ever closer together. This is something that we will not see for about 250 years. So it's a special moment, and it's time to find the symmetry and the organization of our universe, because I personally find it really fascinating. And that's what the number 7 is about. Looking, observing, and counting cycles in order to understand the far-out mysteries that define our world. And clearly, things such as Jupiter and Saturn conjuncting in Aquarius on December 21st is one of them, a rare occurrence that shifts the energy into a place of progression and forward movement. Everyone is feeling the energy lift, and this constant heavy cloud that we have been living under is beginning to have streams of light penetrating down into our world. There's a new rhythm to our breathing. It's more relaxed, it's more peaceful, and how we move forward in our day has also changed because our attitude is different. And as these two planets prepare to move out of the density and stuckness of Capricorn, which represents the old guard and the tentacles from the past that wanted to take away what we were becoming, all I can do is smile and feel so happy and accomplished that we all survived one major test. There are still many more to come, but we are at least on our way forward. The lessons of the new path will present themselves at the appropriate time, and just know that we can never go back to those places of innocence and ignorance, but perhaps that is a good thing. Perhaps we are slowly growing up and seeing that while we are the problem, we can also be the solution. The astrology today. The moon comforts us in the stabilizing sign of Taurus, feeling the gratitude of all things Taurian, such as fabulous food, health, comfort, fireplaces, kitchens, cozy blankets, soft cats and dogs, sleep, and our fabulous lives that continue to roll out a magical carpet ride forward. We should just relax into that gratitude for a moment. Neptune rekindles our hopes and dreams as it finally comes out of retrograde, where it was terrorizing us, dashing our dreams, and negating hope since June 23rd. The confusion is finally going to clear. Things are going to become more and more transparent. Our creative side is going to mature, change, and expand into a broader perspective. As we come out of the disillusionment into the age of illumination, Aquarius, we uniformly shift out of the me and the my opinion position and into how do we work together to make a better world. While the shift just begins today, know that the momentum will build into noticeable patterns in 2021. This can be such a wide and radical shift for some because of that focus might be a problem. So just take one thing at a time. Mercury and Jupiter sextile, so that the power of positive thinking is finally kicking back into gear and seems to actually make a difference. Look at the philosophy of your personal life. What are your motives? What are your mottos going forward? What can you commit to? How do you want to improve? Slowly, things will continue to come into perspective, and we have new permission to reach beyond the old normal and hope for a better world. Be happy. Do something that is a surprise. Give your smile away freely to others. And that's my quote for today. Be happy, do something that is a surprise, and give your smile away freely to others. So today I gave date nut bread to the post office and all the wonderful people at the post office. I gave date nut bread to the massage therapist unit that I get great massages at in my hometown. And I gave great date nut bread to one of my older ladies that's in her 70s. So what could you do to make somebody have a smile on their face? All right. My blog for today. Take care of your heart by knowing who you are. When you honor your gifts and trust your heart, you stop worrying about what other people think. It's a ridiculous thing to even care what other people think at this point. You are not here to impress others. You are here to discover, learn, and to be fully present in this reality, because the only way out is through. I talked to the sun, and he reminded me that even when you feel like you are surrounded in darkness, your light shines brightly in another place and time. Your light is always shining. I talked to the moon, and she reminded me to not believe everything I see, that the mind loves to play tricks in the dance of light and shadow. I talked to the stars, and they reminded me that in darkness there is always hope, and that you are not from this place and time. They taught me to stretch out of this dimension and to rest in the arms of the cosmos. I talked to the fire, and she reminded me that I am made of energy and that there is always a deep well inside to help me when I need it. I talked to the water, and she reminded me to let go and feel into the flow that is in all of life. I talked to the wind, and she spoke to me of the ancient stories and the wisdom that comes from the whispers of nature. The information you seek is always available. I talked to the earth, and she reminded me that nothing is permanent. You have to allow the seasons of your life to show you new ways to adapt and become more efficient. I talked to my heart, and she told me to take my time, that love was what I was made from, and to love I will always return. Thanks, everyone.